Hello dear students, I hope you all are doing well and I also hope that you are enjoying civics lectures with me. So, today we are going to learn a new chapter and the name of the chapter is Electoral Politics. Alright, in the previous chapters we learned that in a democracy there has to be elections, right? So, through elections in a democracy people choose their representatives and through the representatives people rule, kind of, right? Okay, so in this chapter we'll be learning the election process, how it takes in India, alright? So let us begin the chapter quickly. See, let us quickly take example of assembly elections in Haryana. On the screen you are able to see the picture of CM of Haryana, alright? So we are going to learn how he was elected in the assembly elections in Haryana. So let's quickly see the story. The name of this person is Chaudhry Devilal. Then during that time earlier he was the opposition leader, alright, and what he did, he led a movement called Nyaya Yuddha, which means struggle for justice, and he also formed a new party called Lok Dal, alright. So name of the party which was led by Chaudhry Devilal was Lok Dal, alright. Chaudhry Devilal, as you know, as it is told you that he was the opposition leader and he led a movement called Nyaya Yuddha and he formed a new party called Lok Dal. Now, what was happening? The people of Haryana were very sad, rather they were unhappy with the previous or the existing, rather I would say existing government, right? Now, what happened? Mr. Devilal, he promised people that if he would become the chief minister, right, if he is elected, then what he will do, he will waive off the loans of the farmers and small businessmen. You all know that farmers, they often take loan, right, and then the political parties who want to come in the power, they often promise these farmers or small businessmen that if we come to the power we will waive off the loans. In Rajasthan also during the elections the same thing happened lately, in case you follow the news. So what happened in Haryana, Mr. Devilal promised that if his party comes to the power, what he is going to do, he will waive off the loans of the farmers and small businessmen. And right after that elections take place, and then what happened, Lok Dal and its partners means the alliances, right? Alliance parties, they all together won 76 seats out of 90, which is a very big number, right? So all 76 seats they won all together, and इनमें से लोकदल अकेले लोकदल को कितने सीट्स मिले, 60 सीट्स, राइट, और बाकी 16 सीट्स किसके थे, जो अलायंस पार्टी के थे. यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड लाइक दिस. टोटल सीट्स कितने थे, 90. उसमें से टोटल 76 सीट्स किसको मिले, लोकदल और उसकी अलायंस पार्टी को, राइट. और इसमें से भी अकेले लोकदल ने कितनी सीट्स जीती, 60 सीट्स उसने अकेले जीत ली. ओके, नाउ and thus had a clear majority in the assembly. अब उनको क्या असेंबली में मिल गया, मेजॉरिटी, मतलब उनको बहुमत मिल गया और अब वो अपनी सरकार बना सकते हैं. So then the government invited Chaudhry Devilal to be the new chief minister, and 3 days after the election results were declared and he became the chief minister. So finally the leader of the Lok Dal, Mr. Chaudhry Devilal, became the chief minister of Haryana. All right. Now, as soon as Chaudhry Devilal became the chief minister, he waived off all the loans of farmers and small businessmen as he promised. क्योंकि उन्होंने ये वादा किया था कि जब वो बनेंगे चीफ मिनिस्टर तो वो लोन्स माफ कर देंगे, तो उन्होंने कर दिया. लेकिन दोबारा जब इलेक्शन हुए in the year 1991, this time his party did not win popular support, right? अगली बार जब इलेक्शन हुए 1991 में तो चौधरी जी को बहुमत नहीं मिला और उनकी सरकार नहीं बनी. तो इस बारी किसकी सरकार बनी, द कांग्रेस पार्टी वन द इलेक्शन एंड फॉर्म द गवर्नमेंट. इस बारी किसकी सरकार बनी, कांग्रेस पार्टी की. अब ऐसा क्यों हुआ, चौधरी देवीलाल की पार्टी क्यों नहीं जीती, इसलिए नहीं जीती क्योंकि उन्होंने बाकी काम नहीं किए होंगे लोगों के मुताबिक, राइट. तो इलेक्शंस में क्या होगा, लोगों के पास ये राइट है कि लोग उसी की सरकार बनने देंगे जो पार्टी उनके लिए काम करेगी, राइट. तो इस तरीके से इंडिया में क्या होते हैं, इलेक्शंस होते हैं और इलेक्शंस के थ्रू लोग अपने रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स को चूज करते हैं और फिर उनके थ्रू वो रूल करते हैं, राइट. Now the popular question is, the question arises here is, why do we need elections? हमें elections की क्या ज़रूरत है? तो हम इस चीज़ को समझते हैं और पढ़ते हैं कि why do we need elections? See, first of all, elections take place regularly in any democracy, right? So in a democracy, elections should be there after some time of interval. कुछ दौरान, कुछ ड्यूरेशन के बाद किसी भी एक हेल्दी डेमोक्रेसी में इलेक्शंस का होना बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है. सबसे पहली कंडीशन तो डेमोक्रेसी की यही होती है दैट देयर हैज़ टू बी व्हाट? इलेक्शंस. देन there are more than 100 countries in the world in which elections take place to choose people's representative. 100 से भी ज़्यादा कंट्रीज़ ऐसे हैं जहाँ पर रेगुलर टाइम पीरियड के बाद इलेक्शंस होते हैं, राइट, और लोग इलेक्शंस के थ्रू अपना रिप्रेजेंटेटिव चूज करते हैं. Now, how do we ensure that these representatives rule as per the wishes of the people? How to make sure that those who won who the people do not like, do not remain their representatives? ये कैसे पता चलेगा? Now, people can ensure this thing by a mechanism called election. Okay, so this requires a mechanism by which people can choose their representative at regular intervals and change them if they wish to do so. This mechanism is called election. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ कि एक मैकेनिज्म है, उसका नाम है इलेक्शंस. तो इलेक्शन के थ्रू लोग अपना रिप्रेजेंटेटिव चुनते हैं. जैसे कि लोगों को लगा हरियाणा में चौधरी देवीलाल एक सही रिप्रेजेंटेटिव है, जैसे ही वो सीएम बने उन्होंने लोगों के लोन्स भी वेव ऑफ किए, लेकिन जो उनका 5 इयर्स का टर्म था उसमें उन्होंने बाकी काम सही नहीं किए होंगे, इसीलिए लोगों ने उनको अगली बार चूज नहीं किया. तो ये लोगों के हाथ में है. अगर वो चाहते हैं कि कोई पर्टिकुलर पॉलिटिकल पार्टी, if that particular political party should remain in the power, people will vote for them. If people do not want to do that, people can vote against that party and give vote to some other party, right? So elections, again I'm telling you that elections are very very important for a healthy democracy. In an election the voters make many choices. तो elections के through जो voters होते हैं उनके पास choice होती है. What all choices they have? First of all, they can choose who will make laws for them. As you know that through the representatives people rule, right? So the representative will be framing the laws for them, so people can choose that particular representative who will be making laws for the people. Now they can choose who will form the government and take major decisions, right? ये तो पता ही होता है ना कि जिस भी पार्टी में जो representatives होते हैं हमें पता होता है कि किसकी गवर्नमेंट आगे जाके बनने वाली है, राइट, एंड मेजर डिसीजंस वो क्या लेने वाले हैं जो भी लोगों को पसंद है. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल कि अगर लोग चाहते हैं कि एक आईएम्स बन जाए देश के हर राज्य के अंदर या हर स्टेट के अंदर, राइट. सो इफ फॉर एग्जांपल इफ सम गवर्नमेंट इन द देयर मैनिफेस्टो इफ दे हैव डिक्लेयर्ड कि हाँ, इफ वी कम इनटू द पावर वी विल मेक IIMS hospital in each and every state of the country, so people will vote for them, right? लोगों को पता है कि हाँ ये मेजर डिसीजन है, ये होना चाहिए एंड इनकी गवर्नमेंट बनेगी अगर हम इनको वोट देंगे तो, so people can vote for them. Then they can choose the party whose policies will guide the government and law making. People can choose that particular party जिसकी policies उनको अच्छी लगती है या उनको लगता है कि it will guide the government in the correct way and in the law making it will be helpful. What makes an election democratic? Now it is a very big question. What makes an election democratic? How do we know that the elections are democratic or not? What is the criteria? Now there are many examples of countries where elections are held but they cannot be really called democratic elections. We have also seen it in the first chapter, democracy, that in China there are elections, right? In Pakistan there elections are there. In Mexico, in Zimbabwe, in different, we took reference of different countries, right? Elections तो हो रहे थे, but could we really call those elections democratic? जैसे मेक्सिको में क्या हो रहा था, only one party was willing in election back to back, but later we found that there were malpractices and frauds behind it, right? So do you really call these elections democratic? No. In Pakistan also it was military's rule, but we cannot call these elections democratic. Elections are there but cannot be really called democratic. Now what are the conditions of a democratic elections? How do we understand that what certain conditions or limitations are to be there to understand that yes, this particular election is democratic? Okay, so what are those conditions? Let us have a look at them. First of all, everyone should be able to choose. This means that everyone should have one vote and every vote should have equal value. Do you remember that in the first chapter we learnt about Fiji, that in Fiji the voting, this thing specifically, that one vote one value system was not implemented there, because indigenous people, when they vote, the value of their vote was higher. But when Indian people or some people from some other country, if they shifted to Fiji, their vote did not have that particular value. The value of their vote was lesser than the value of indigenous Fiji. I hope you remember this thing. So this should not happen in a democracy. If somebody is voting, then the voting value has to be equal for everyone, right? Then parties and candidates should be free to contest elections and should offer some real choice to the voters. Now you should link it to the very first chapter. We have taken example of China, wherein there was only one party and people were supposed to vote for that particular party only because there were no choices. If I tell you that on Teachers' Day I will be distributing ice creams to all the children. Now if I give you choice, which ice cream you want to eat? Now I will give you 3 flavors: chocolate, chocolate and chocolate. Now do you have a choice? No. You are bound to choose only chocolate because I am only offering you chocolates, right? This should not happen in a healthy democracy. If I really want to give you a choice, I have to give you 3 flavors, right? I have to give you chocolate, I have to give you strawberry or any other flavor, let's say, blackberry. So now you have choices, now you can choose. Similarly, in the elections, there has to be different parties so that people have options, right? The way we have in our country, we have many parties and people can choose any of the party they like. Now, the choices which are being offered, they should be offered at regular intervals. That means elections must be held regularly after every few years, right? So, in different countries, different intervals are decided. In our country, the term of the election is 5 years. After every 5 years, elections has to happen in the country, okay? Then, the candidate preferred by the people should get elected, right? Which means, let's say majority of the people, let's say, voted for a candidate. So, that particular candidate should win, which means there has to be free and fair election system. Then elections should be conducted in a free and fair manner where people can choose as they really wish. The way I told you, the people should have, this thing that people should be allowed for a free and fair election system.